Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
When you stop eating animals, essentially, you become better. You're going to benefit the same time as the animals benefit.
Continue watching to find out more.
Go ahead, make war, so that blood will flow into your mouth because you are bloodthirsty.
Harlequin is a phrase in the Tatar language that means "have a nice day." I am Elvira. Multicultural Tatarstan knows we may have different physical features and skin colors, but our hearts beat in unison for a peaceful vegan world. May the heavens support us in this endeavor. Welcome to part 2 of our program, Omowale Adewale, Vegan, a peaceful fighter for a just world. Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, USA, Omowale Adewale, affectionately called Wale, is a champion martial artist, author, and founder of Black Veg Fest. With deep sympathy for the oppressed animal people, Wale approaches advocacy for veganism from many different perspectives. In his effort to promote this most compassionate lifestyle, he includes the one group that sadly is still the most overlooked and underrepresented in all of society: our earthly co-inhabitants, the humble and loving animal people. As a professional athlete, Wale has traveled around the world, and yet he and his family chose to return to his roots and settle in Sullivan County, New York, to be close to where he was born.
I love Brooklyn. I moved from Brooklyn, but I still live in New York. For most of my life, I've lived in New York.
Having grown up in Brooklyn, where the community members were always very politically aware and engaged, it is no surprise that Wale uses his activism skills to bring veganism and animal people rights to the public, especially to people of color and other population groups who may have been marginalized. He co-founded 2 organizations to serve this purpose. The first group endeavor he helped create was the Grassroots Artists Movement, or GAME.
Grassroots Artists Movement is an organization that I founded with 3 other people in 2001. We started this organization because we felt that artists could impact the world in such a phenomenal way. Especially hip-hop artists. And artists communicate with people in such a way that it really resonates with you. But we also didn't want to speak to just hip-hop, but we ended up speaking most of the artists who came into the organization because it started out as a membership. So Grassroots Artists Movement was going to give them the protection that artists needed so that they can continue to put their voices out there. Like Dead Prez, they talk about, be healthy. They talk about not eating animals. They talk about, fresh fruits and vegetables. They've been doing this since 2000. Since the year 2000, Dead Prez have been vegan artists. So that's just one example.
We got to start taking better care of ourselves. Be healthy, y'all.
According to a 2016 Pew Research Center survey, 3% of American adults overall were identified as vegan, while only 1% of Hispanic Americans were vegan. That number jumps to a startling 8% among African American adults. In a 2020 Gallup poll reporting on consumers' meat-eating changes, white Americans reported eating 19% less meat in the past 12 months, while people of color reported eating 31% less. The strategy of using hip-hop art and social justice programming to empower Black and Latino communities to counter socioeconomic imbalances has been working very well. Merging African American performers with veganism has so much influence in the Black community that 8 out of 10 members of the famous Grammy Award-nominated hip-hop group Wu-Tang Clan identify as vegan or vegetarian. Another huge impact that Wale helped bring to the Black community is the Black Veg Fest in Brooklyn, which he founded in 2018. It is an event to nurture and support vegan beginners and provide opportunities and new realities for veteran vegans.
We created Black Veg Fest to impact as many people who were not vegan as much as possible and make it a comfortable space for people who are vegan to come in, and be a part of our festival, particularly Black people. We wanted Black people to be comfortable and, with coming to the festival and learn veganism.
Wale has been to many veg fests in New York City, and what he noticed was that there were hardly any Black vendors. That changed soon after the establishment of Black Veg Fest. While it wasn't mandatory to be Black to participate, people of color were given discounts, as were small business owners.
But obviously, we wanted to target, the Black community especially. 70% of our festival is attended by Black people. A lot of the people were not vegan before. That's what we wanted to do. We don't want to just speak to the choir. We made that impact, on people. People essentially, end up signing up, start following Black Veg Fest, start asking for more events, but also other places around the world started popping up with their own Black Veg Fest. It was so cool that, of course, you want to be vegan.
The newly sworn-in mayor of New York City, the Honorable Eric Adams, a shining World Leadership Award for Compassion recipient, has also been on the front lines of promoting veganism ever since he himself discovered its powerful health benefits, which, similarly to Wale's own experience, were nothing short of miraculous. When the Honorable Eric Adams was the president of Brooklyn Borough, all 1,800 of New York City's public schools began serving vegetarian meals on Mondays after he launched the successful Meatless Monday pilot initiative in 2018. In 2022, to comply with an initiative of introducing healthier food choices by the city's Department of Education, New York City's public schools have started serving vegan meals once a week on Fridays. With this move, Wale's dream of dairy milk-free schools was brought one step closer.
All killing is a denial of love. For to kill or to eat what another has killed is to rejoice in cruelty. Sadhu T.L. Baswani, vegetarian.
Compassionate viewers, we will pause now for a brief interlude and be right back with more on Omowale Adewale's vegan advocacy endeavors. Please stay tuned to Supreme Master Television.
Warning: sensitive images.
Welcome back as we continue our show, Omowale Adewale, vegan, a peaceful fighter for a just world. As an enthusiastic father of three, Wale certainly does a wonderful job of educating his children to be compassionate by teaching them that being vegan also means not to disregard animal people. They already know their father to be a social activist who advocates on many issues such as the health and safety of women and children in the community, but Wale feels it is just as important to incorporate the need for anti-speciesism in his messages. He says,
I still want my kids to not just treat humans in the best way possible, but also animals as well, so they make that overall connection I want them to have a fuller understanding of what it is to be vegan, that you can still have your tummy, full, but you can still make sure the ethics, they make sense.
When you stop eating animals, essentially, you become better. You're going to benefit the same time as the animals benefit.
When asked about his thoughts on keeping pet persons, Wale feels that rescuing animal people when they are in need and granting them sanctuary are highly recommendable ways to interact with animal people. However, he believes that in general, wild animal people should be left alone and not be in captivity or restricted in their freedoms for any reason. The animal people who live nearby Wale and his family in Sullivan County, New York, must be quite aware of this benevolent sentiment, as many of them, such as deer, eagle, and chipmunk people, for example, come to visit their property, where they can feel safe, undisturbed, and unharmed by the hunting that regrettably goes on around them. Humans are the deadliest animals on Earth. Each year, humans kill more than 72 billion land animal people for food, which is over 900% of its own population, and at least 1 trillion fish people. Worst of all, humans also kill their own kind and rank second behind mosquito people as the deadliest to humans. Having created our own trap, we are experiencing the retribution of an unprecedented climate crisis and zoonotic pandemics caused by our killing karma. Our beloved Supreme Master Qinghai recently shared some of her thoughts on this as follows.
All this is because of the killing karma. Humans' karma is too heavy.
Yes, Master.
Humans' violence is so overwhelmingly overwhelmingly huge. First of all, just to stop killing humans and animal people. I hope people will wake up and remember God and give thanks every day and be grateful, be humble, and change their way of life. For example, as much as they treasure their lives, they should treasure other people's lives and treasure other beings' lives who also love life and not suffering and death, like the animal people, and share what they can share with the neighbors in need. Then our world will have no problem. Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds. That's all they have to do. I hope everybody will wake up and just do that.
Our profound gratitude to Supreme Master Qinghai for her loving concern and wisdom. We sincerely thank Omowale Adewale for advocating compassion across all races and species and wish him every success in his noble endeavors. May all of humanity clearly see how God's creation is inclusive of all beings, and that by stopping the senseless killing, a world of total peace and justice would soon be ours. To learn more about Omowale Adewale, please visit omowale.org, Instagram at Omowale Adewale, and at Blackfetch Fest, Facebook at Blackfetch Fest.
Vegan, 'cause we can't be that cruel.
Vibrant viewers, thank you for joining us today. Coming up next is the united spirit of the Ukrainian people shines before the world, part 6 of 12 on Between Master and Disciples. May your days always be brightened with divine love and light.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nos programmes offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule et suprememastertv.com/VE.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule y suprememastertv.com/VE।
ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਅਨੇਕ ਭਾਸ਼ਾਵਾਂ। ਕਿਰਪਾ ਦੇਖੋ suprememastertv.com/schedule ਅਤੇ suprememastertv.com/VE।